lot of great stories on the high school gridiron all over Northeast Florida, Duval, St. John's, Clay, Nassau, you name it. One of the cool stories resides at Providence this year, and I'm joined by Reggie Hayward in studio. His son Sam and Israel are also with me. First off, Reggie, former Jaguar defensive end, glad you're joining us, man. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you for having me.
Hey, we always appreciate it. And it is a cool story in that you, along with, 3, 4, 5 of your former Jaguar
Correct.
teammates, are all on the coaching staff of Providence coming into 2024. Talk about that a little bit.
Well, it happened with Maurice Williams. He got the head coaching job at Providence, and then he immediately recruited everyone that he knew that knew something about football. And so he tapped on me, Greg Jones, Roy Miller. We have Joe Zelenka, who runs our special teams and a little bit of tight end work.
Wow.
Yeah, and then we have Chris Zigerman. I didn't play with Chris, but he played with the Jaguars a little bit before I got there, and he's working O-line. So all of us actually have children on the team. We're trying to, teach them. Like, it's amazing, like, how much football we forgot. Like, when I first got this thing, I was trying to give my son and his teammates too much information. And I remember I had to dummy this thing down. And it's some first steps that they don't know. So, like, when I got in a good groove of saying, okay, let me bring it back some. Let me get to the foundation of playing these certain positions. We've been rolling ever since.
What is it like being a coach, but also being dad to your two boys here?
You know what? I try to keep the dad portion off the football field because I don't want them to see me just nagging at them. I want them to see me coaching them. Like, what I'm telling you is how to do it correctly. You're not doing it correctly, and then I walk away. I'm not going to sit there and just scream at them constantly. And as they're getting older, I'm screaming less at them. They understand it. They know what's going on. And if I'm screaming at them, it's because they really messed up. But these kids are pretty solid, and all I have to tell them to do is watch their keys. Just work hard. Let everything happen the way it's supposed to happen. Most of the time, I'm telling them, hey, that's not your play. Have trust in your teammates. That's someone else's gap. Do your job. And for the most part, they're rolling.
Former Jacksonville Jaguar defensive end Reggie Hayward here with me. We'll get to the offensive guy in the family in just a moment. Yeah. Before we get there, let's go to your son, Sam. You're also on the defensive line.
Oh, yes, sir.
Now, you've gotten some college offers, and we'll talk about that in a moment, but you play a position that your dad thrived in the NFL, man. I mean, do you realize what a beast your dad was there for about 4 or 5 years in the NFL?
I do a little bit. He used to show me some of his clips. He almost got a touchdown on one of them. One of our lines. But,
I mean, you have 20 sacks, 19 sacks in 2 years?
Yeah.
Your last year in Denver and your first year here in Jacksonville.
So I went in Denver, I went 8.5 and then 10.5, and then I signed with the Jaguars, went 8.5 with the Jaguars. And the following year, I popped my Achilles.
Yeah, the Achilles went the first game of the second year. But, Sam, what's it like to play for your dad and play the same position your dad played?
It's fun. I really do appreciate my dad and all he does for me. I know that he's probably one of the best coaches out here for it. And, he really rides me. He wants me to get better. He wants me to thrive, and I can feel that. And it's I'm a little nervous.
Well, no, you're good. I'm nervous too, believe me. I've only done this for 22 years, but I get nervous every night. You have offers. You have, a handful of offers, 5 or 6 offers. Now, I saw you had an offer from your dad's alma mater, which piqued my interest, the Iowa State Cyclones.
Let's go.
So there's, loyalty there, I'm sure. But where are you in your college decision-making process right now?
In my college decision-making process, I'm really just focused on football. We're worried about the next game, and the college will come, and they'll see me perform, and it'll just naturally happen.
Now, you being a senior, are you a December enrollee? Are you going to wait till February? Have you made that decision yet as far as your college destination, wherever it may be?
Yeah, I'm definitely going to attend college after the school year.
After the school year. All right, now let's get to the offensive Hayward in the studio here.
Yes, sir.
Israel Hayward, the tight end. Boy, you got some big size on you. I can see why you're a tight end.
Yes,
why the offensive side of the ball? Your brother and your dad, the defensive guys. Why'd you go offense?
I wanted to switch it up a little bit, and I do play some defense, but I liked offense. I like catching the ball, blocking. I just found my position, and I thought I liked it, so stuck with it.
What's it like with your dad on the staff, his former teammates on the staff? That must be a great experience for you.
It is. It's a lot of great coaching going around from all the coaches that we have on the staff, not just my dad, just all the coaches around. I would just say that I get a lot of knowledge that I wouldn't have gotten at many other schools, so that's what's going to shape the player I am.
Israel Hayward, Sam Hayward, back to Reggie Hayward, former Jaguar defensive end. Reggie, when did you know you wanted to get into coaching on the high school level?
You know what? I've been chasing my kids through Pop Warner and all the way up. And I thought that when they got to high school, I was going to fall back and hand them off. And then the opportunity came when Coach Williams was like, hey, I need a D-line coach, somebody on defense, if you're willing to keep coaching. I was like, sure. I literally live down the street from Providence, so it's on. My kids attend school there, so I was like, absolutely. The program isn't where we want it to be, but it is not where it used to be. Mm-hmm. And it's one, through these great players, we got these kids, they're buying in, they want to have success. We got great coaching. We're all working hard and a whole lot of prayer. And thanks to God, we've had some success. And hopefully this year will be one of the better years that Providence football has had.
And look, I obviously don't know this, but I'm just thinking out loud here. You got like 5 or 6 former NFL guys that were all on the same NFL roster during the same time period, now on the same high school coaching staff. That cannot exist many places in the country. This is a very unique situation at Providence.
I think it's extremely unique. I think that a lot of people, NFL players don't really get back into coaching. Or if they do, they go to college or they go to the NFL where they can make, a significant amount of money. We're not in that for that. We're not making any, I am taking an extreme pay cut to do this. But I love my kids and I love having fun coaching them. It's very funny that you say that because me and my wife have started a website called Generational Gridiron, and we're kind of telling the story of all these wonderful coaches that are coaching their kids. And, it kind of in the recruiting world has changed so much that colleges don't really chase the kids, you chase the college. So now that you have to have a huddle and you have to have Max Prep and you got to have an Instagram. So I was like, let's build a website where all our kids that are thinking about playing on the next level, they can link everything up. It's an easy one click, and it's coming. It's not out yet. We're supposed to drop it out on Friday, but I like what's coming together. It looks professional. The kids look great, and it's just an interesting time.
It's interesting too, and I want to get back to Sam and Israel in a moment, but you piqued my interest. Brunell was the coach at Episcopal before he took the job with the Detroit Lions.
Yeah.
Baselli, obviously, was an assistant. All you guys at Providence. Aaron Beasley is back in town at Duval Charter. And there's a lot of former Jaguars that are giving back to the game that gave so much to them. I don't know if that says anything about the organization here or just the guys that all played for the same organization. Maybe it's a coincidence, but I can't imagine many NFL markets have that many former players that stay local to coach high school ball.
You got to give credit to Jacksonville. It's a great place to live. The weather's amazing. The traffic isn't crazy. And the taxes is exactly where you want to be. You know what I mean? Yeah. You want to be right in Florida. And then the organization, the Jacksonville Jaguars is one of the more younger organizations. And, when you stay here, the fans love you. You know what I mean? They only have so many people that they can latch on to. It's not like we're not the Chicago Bears where we can all go back to, almost black and white games. No, they remember 95 to right now. So the fans embrace us, and I don't want to move anywhere. My kids get a great education, they have fun, and they're in a safe environment, and I love it here. So personally, I think, a lot of people feel like me, my ex-teammates, when we retire, we go off, but we always drift back to Jacksonville. It's a great place to live.
And I owe you out there today at the Miller Electric Center. Tom McManus, a good buddy of mine. Yeah. Leon Searcy, who's on our radio station, one of my good buddies here. Baselli, Lagaman, who work for the organization. There's just a ton of former Jaguars that stay in this community. I want to throw some Jaguar stuff at you, Reggie, in a moment. Back to your sons. We'll begin with Sam. All right, senior year. Your last go-around at Providence. Your hopes. What do you personally hope to accomplish with your season? And then team goals here in 2024.
Personally, I want to excel with with stripping the ball first, because I didn't really do that too much in my previous years. So I want to work on stripping the ball, fumble recovery, definitely sacks, because that just looks good. But as a team, we got Noah Johnson, JoJo as well. Those are some new teammates, and they're definitely going to be helping out with DB and wide receiver. So it's going to take a lot of the stress off of me playing offense as the tight end in Israel. And I can focus on defense, and as a team, we will be able to come together and win games. Like, UC might not be as close this year. Maybe we'll blow them out.
Oh, well, well, when Providence beat UC last year, that was one of the big games of the year. Quickly, Sam, you being a senior, you being a team leader, because of who your dad is, being on the staff as well, I'm sure, the younger guys on the team look for you to guide them. Do you welcome that leadership role your senior year there at Providence? Do you want that responsibility?
I do, because I understand what it takes, and I know I can lead them correctly. I know a lot of my teammates want to lead and have fun with it, but they do it kind of irresponsibly, and I don't want that happening.
Well, let's not confuse things either. I mean, you're one of the best defensive linemen in the area. I mean, there's a reason you have 6-7 Division I offers. I mean, you are a good football player, and with that comes a leadership-type responsibility. To your younger brother, Israel, you being a sophomore on this football team, obviously you're going to make your mark not only this year but in years to come. Sure. But personal goals for your sophomore campaign?
My personal goals this year, I want to improve on all my blocking and run blocking and pass blocking, and I want to be able to get touchdowns and help my team win a lot of games. And I just think that if I can do those two things at the bare minimum, then we'll do pretty good this season. And
as far as the identity for Providence on offense, what do you hope it is? I mean, is it run the ball, throwing the ball? I mean, what do you guys like to do to move the football down the field?
We do a lot of both, to be honest. We have a really good run game. We have a running back, Hayden Jones. We have a good O-line to help with that run game and help open up the holes for him. But then we also have a great passing game. Our quarterback, Mason Williams, he's got an arm, and we have some receivers, like he said, Josiah Payton and Noah Johnson, Jake Contner, Cameron Ross. I mean, we're a very pass savvy team as well as run. So
how tall are you?
I'm 6'3".
6 foot, and how old are you?
I'm 16.
6'3" and 16 years old.
Yes,
you know what that is? That's good genetics.
Yes,
is
sir.
What that is.
Right.
There's
His
no doubt
mom
about
is, almost 6'1", so she is ex-basketball player at UNF. Let me get a plug out to my wife, Megan Hayward, who's also a board of director at JTA. She's doing a great job for the city, and we all love her.
Well, very cool. Yeah. Very cool. No doubt about it. Guys, I'll talk to you in one moment. Let me get to your dad again. Let's throw some Jaguar stuff at you, Reggie, as we begin to wrap things up.
Okay.
All right, you being a former Jaguar, Stadium of the Future, passed by the city council. You've made your home here. You live here. You talk about how great Jacksonville is. What did it mean to you, being a former Jaguar, to see now that city get security and that Stadium of the Future is going to be built?
It's a blessing because, one, the fans deserve it. They deserve, you're starting to see these stadiums in Las Vegas and LA, and then, when you look at home, you're like, ooh, we can do a lot better than that. And now we're going to be in that conversation. And when you're in that conversation, you start hearing about hosting a Super Bowl again, because the stadium is going to be amazing, and it's going and hopefully I hope the city does it right. They get someone in here that's going to make this thing look spectacular, because why spend the money if it's going to be, I don't want to curse, but if you're going to just go halfway,
right?
Don't spend the money. Don't waste people money. And if we're going to spend the money, let's do it right. Let's make it something beautiful. And then let's get a commitment from the Jaguars not to move the team or to stay another 20 years long after our kids retire from the NFL. So, let's keep this thing rolling.
There was a time here in Jacksonville between your time and really between the time that Trevor arrived here, where, quite frankly, the Jaguars were terrible.
Yes.
I mean, let's just be honest. They were not very good. And that has changed now with Trevor's arrival. I think Trent Baalke, I think I'm the president of the Trent Baalke fan club. I don't know why he gets the bad rap that he does. I think he's done a fantastic job. But one of the things he did, and I want you to talk about the locker room dynamic, the Trevor extension, the Tyson Campbell extension, the Foye Aluakin extension, and certainly Joshua Hines-Allen's extension. What does that mean to a locker room when your own guys are being taken care of by the organization?
I mean, for a long time, a lot of people in the NFL outside of our locker room would say Jacksonville is where people go for their careers to die. You know what I mean? And, that was a widely spreaded, rumor. Now, you see an owner and you see an organization putting serious money behind their players. Now, that opens up, free agency. Okay, they have a new stadium. They're paying their players. They're having success. It's Florida. I don't want to play somewhere cold. I don't want to play somewhere, no knock on Seattle, but I don't want to play somewhere where it's going to be cloudy. I want to live in Florida. The tax breaks. We have to make this city and this team sexy to young kids that are, up for free agency. And
40 career sacks for you in the NFL as a prized free agent from Denver to Jacksonville. I got to ask you, I mentioned Joshua Hines-Allen and his contract extension. You lump him in with Trayvon Walker.
Yeah.
Got to ask, what do you think of guys that play your position, the edge rushers here on this football team?
I think that I was rushing in the wrong decade.
With the money
that's
going around.
No, I'm happy for them, man. Josh Allen used to live down the street from me. He moved because, of course, why not? You made a whole bunch of money. But I would tell him, hey, young man, you're doing a great job. You're doing a great job. Don't let anything stress you out. Sacks, they come in bunches. Just go and get it. Do the work. And that's all that man has done is put his head down and do the work. And now he's reaping the benefits of that work. Now, if I could talk to him now, I'm going to say, don't let the money change you. Yes, we work hard. You want to secure that for your family, but you also want to leave this legacy and take care of your body. Keep doing what got you the money. As far as Trayvon, I'm not that close with him. I've seen him around, but I heard that he's a hardworking individual, and you cannot teach that. Some people, I try to tell my young players, I can show you what to do. I can tell you what to be. I cannot teach you to play hard and to give your all. Trayvon is doing that. I just know that if Josh is going to get a lot of attention on that side, it's going to free him up to have some success. I mean, sometimes being on the other side, if you think about Dwight and Dwight Freeney, and then you think about Robert Mack, they complemented each other so well because offenses had trouble choosing who to block. Because if you double team one, the other one gets free. We need to have that synergy here. If Josh is getting double teamed, I need Trayvon to get after it. If he's receiving a whole lot of double teams, I need Josh to get out of it. We need a dominant D-line, and that's how you have success.
Let's finish with Providence. Sam, back to you. Season kicks off. The Classic, I believe, on Friday for you guys, right? Regular season next Friday.
Yeah.
How excited are you to get the year underway?
Man, I've been waiting for training camp to end, honestly. We've been running up and down the field, left and right, all summer. So, finally getting to hit somebody else is going to feel great.
Israel, same question. How excited are you to get your sophomore year underway?
I'm very excited to see what I can do this year. I think I can help the team out a lot more this year. I've been developing over the past year and the training camp in the summer and just hitting the gym and reps and all that stuff. So.
Yeah, you can see why he's
over there. Yeah.
Right. You can see why he's on offense. He has the bag. He has a swag about him. Very, very, cool. You got to be cool to play offense. So
what's the touchdown?
Yeah.
I'll tell you this. Very impressive guys you got here, Reggie.
Thank you so much.
Really enjoyed the conversation. Quickly, Providence.
Yes.
Kickoff Classic Friday. Regular season opener next Friday. What's the schedule look like?
The schedule looks favorable. We're playing some teams that I'm not even familiar with because I'm not local to Florida, but it's some teams like Foss Proof or something like that. I'm going to sit down and scout them and see, if they have some dudes. I know that we have a really good team, and it's one of those things where if we can get this ball rolling early and we can get the momentum built and we can get the confidence just, through the roof, this team could be special. We just got to go out and do what we are coached to do and have success.
Again, Mo Williams, Reggie Hayward, Joe Zelenka, Greg Jones. Who else did you say?
Roy Miller and Chris Zimmerman.
Wow, 6 former Jacksonville Jaguars on that Providence staff. That is a great, great story. Sam, Israel, Reggie, thank you guys so much. Really appreciate it. We'll talk again soon.
Absolutely. Thank you for having us.
All right, that's the Hayward family. We certainly appreciate it.
Hey guys, Taylor Doll here. Thanks so much for watching 1010XL. If you're looking for even more great content, head over to our 1010XL Jaguars page or one of our college football pages.